actually it's an attack on religion itself. In the beginning, vegetarianism is an attack on religion. When Krishna had a cousin whose name was Nemina, and he was one of the Tirthankaras of the Jains. But these people used to eat meat. Meat was not regarded as violence or anything. And what happened, that at his time, the attack came through this Nemina, because he saw many chickens being killed and many cattle being killed, and he felt that mentally he felt compassion, mental compassion for them. And he said we should have just ordinary food like carbohydrates. And then he told them better have only carbohydrates, don't eat any meat and things. So all this mental compassion started from his time. That was the first. But as a result of that, they denounced Krishna, because Krishna had samhara shakti. And Krishna, being a kshatriya, he used to eat meat. So they discarded it. So according to them, Krishna was nothing but Deva Yoni. He was nothing higher. These Tirthankaras were higher. You see, actually they are the same Shambhala style. Shambhala, Gobi Desert. That type of people. Alright. Whatever happened, they discarded Sri Krishna at that point. And Rama's time also, if you see, Rama used to eat meat. Because, you see, his wife wanted a blouse to be made out of the skin of a deer. I mean, it's such a small, petty thing. For that he wanted to kill the deer. That means he used to kill the deer and eat it. For making just a blouse, if he can accept such a situation, then he used to eat meat. I mean, this is the proof of the pudding. And then after that, you see, Krishna, Rama, they ate. And then Buddha also ate. The surprising thing is, in Buddha's time, just to show this perhaps, Buddha went, at the end of his life, he went to see one hunter. And the hunter had a, what do you call it? A wild boar being cooked. And it was not fully cooked. So the hunter told him that's not fully cooked, and it was delayed. So he said, it's all right, I have to go now, so better give me. So he ate that meat, and that's how he died. You see, so it is written down that Buddha ate that wild boar, and he died of that. So this is a myth again, saying that he was a vegetarian. He was not. He is ahimsa, meant being kind to your fellow men. The very funny idea is diverting your attention from human beings to other things. Of course, as we know, we have common sense. In Sahaja Yoga, we have to use common sense. And according to Sahaja Yoga, see, we don't indulge into all these melodramatic compassion business, you see. So, in a proper way, what we do is to find out, first of all, what is the most important? Most important thing is to sustain human beings, because they are the most important. They can only get realization. So they are the most important. Now how to sustain them is to give them balanced food, proper food, so that they are sustained and they are good for surgery. We are not bothered about other animals. Of course, we don't eat animals which are bigger than us, because their fibers can eat us all. But if we eat even smaller animals, actually in evolutionary process, we gave them a higher life. You try. माझं काय म्हणणं, तुम्ही संशोधन करा या गोष्टीवर. एखाद्या लहान ॲनिमलचा जर cells, if you put into a bigger animal, you will see it will take the shape of the bigger animal. Muscular muscle or any muscle, if you put it into the bigger animal, the smaller one, you will see that the muscle of the smaller animal which you have introduced will take the shape of the bigger animal. This is supposing a fish has to become a turtle. Alright? Now it must have the muscles of the tortoise, isn't it? Now from where to get the muscles of the tortoise? So to create these muscles of the tortoise, you have to put these fishes into an animal which will make them higher. Once they are made higher animals, then these animals, once they die, they have greater muscular power which can be used and shared by lower animals. It's common sense. It's common sense. See? So we also make provision for the lower animals. And the animals who are beyond us, we do not eat. Because it is common sense. We use common sense. We don't use this melodramatic love for the bugs. See? But we have common sense. By this common sense, we stand in the center and we try to understand how our body will be alright. And so doing, for example, a person who just eats vegetarianism, food, what does he get? All the troubles, left nabi, first of all. He can also get left sajda, but left nabi is first. And what is the result of left nabi is that such a person doesn't have a proper digestive power in the muscles, in any muscles. The muscles become very weak. So such a person gets a muscle which cannot throw the food in a proper way. So all the time such a person gets diarrhea. All the time. And then such a person all the time feels hungry and all the time gets diarrhea. It's a very weak constitution, and such a person is very good, vulnerable person for boots. Because he's such a left-sided fellow. Now, such a person can have also a very sluggish liver, so he is very much susceptible to allergies. For example, in Gujarat, people eat the same oil that we eat in Maharashtra, shengdani. But in Gujarat, if you go, I tell you, at least 70% people have leukoderma now in the villages. The reason is that what people eat here, the what you call the fat of the groundnut, which does not have much of proteins, they become so susceptible that they catch this leukoderma much faster than the people who eat meat in the Maharashtra, because they cannot fight it. So they are suffering from leukoderma. And this left nabi can develop with those people, because if you people have left nabi, it is because it is an overactive left nabi, while they have a sluggish left nabi. So the people of the sluggish left nabi get all the problems of the sluggish left nabi, and it could be one of those where you find all the muscular disabilities like myelitis and all those diseases. What are the names of the diseases?
Well,
Muscular, that start degenerating muscles. Huh?
multiple sclerosis, muscular dystrophy,
Sclerosis.
sclerosis.
All these diseases can come through that kind of behavior.
Also the leukemia, and also the anemia stuff.
Anemia, not leukemia, but anemia. And also the children can be born with that kind of a funny spleen which doesn't produce any RBCs. So they have that kind of children, they have that kind of problems and this and that. So to be one-sided like that is stupid according to surgery.